just stolen my drink, and I don't know why.
I believe this is yours, Captain America.
Ah, thank you. I see. I see. Sometimes I need preparation. Rich still has the gold.
But I thought of it on the spot.
That's fair.
So, why does Rich have a gold train?
The hype train.
Oh, it's the hype train. Say no more. Say no more.
It's a sore subject because we don't know why Hannah doesn't. Considering it's feel free to get another hype train going. You know.
Good sweet Jesus.
Chop chew.
Oh, apparently
my mic is not on. Correct.
Huh.
It isn't.
Oh, I know what it is.
Is it that it's muted?
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, that was loud.
Is it loud now? Try now?
Hi. What is this fucking?
Try now?
Hi. What is this nonsense going on here? I need
Sorry about that.
haircut.
I just want to say, by the way, whilst we're in carnage mode, as I said to you a minute ago, I haven't had a hot chocolate from this machine in a while. It's real good.
This coffee is really good as well.
Yeah.
Has to be said. It's definitely not a latte, but it's really good.
I did say I wasn't sure.
And that's fine.
Because
And,
I didn't know what buttons he bought.
and as I said, I don't think the coffee types taste any different. It's just how much milk. I'm actually around.
Well done, Charlie.
We are here, of course, to talk about Captain America Civil War. Sorry, I haven't got the stats ready because I was deep into the Metacritic wondering why the reviews weren't higher.
I actually want to know why. I don't understand.
It's just a lot of people being bitches. I imagine it's similar reasons to why The Last of Us gets review bombed. How dare they be gay? Not that anyone in Civil War is gay, but you know.
That we know of.
True.
I reckon Aunt May's experimented at least.
Probably.
I get that impression from her.
If you trust the fan fiction, that experimentation was with Peter.
Oh.
Released on the 29th of April 2016. That was a depressingly long time ago. With a budget of $250 million and a worldwide gross of $1,155,046,416.
That's many dollars.
It's a few pennies.
Yeah.
That is for sure. That's for sure. Also known as, it doesn't say Avengers 2.5 in here. So that's a.
Do you know, Charlie's already made the joke there. Avengers Civil War. I actually would argue this should just be called Civil War.
I agree.
Take the Captain America thing away, but also it doesn't need Avengers either.
It's just, I've always said it should just be called Marvel Studios Civil War.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fully agree. I feel like that with a lot of the arcs, because I also feel like most of the heroes in both Infinity War and Endgame aren't Avengers.
No, they're not. Yeah.
So I also feel like it should have just been called Infinity War and Endgame, not Avengers Endgame, and not Avengers Infinity War, because they weren't Avengers. So there's that.
Now they're Avengers, you could argue.
You could also argue that no one is an Avenger anymore, really.
Yeah, that's true.
The graphic novel is just Civil War. Yes, it is.
Yeah, more reason why they should have just called it Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's even a
Disney
Civil
in
War
their
2.
marketing.
No, there's even
That would have been Disney going, we can't not give it a... We have to give it some form of thing. We've got to do a Captain America movie. We may as well make it a Captain America
They
movie.
still haven't done anything that is just an arc, a comic arc title on its own. We're kind of getting that with the Secret Invasion.
War, yeah. Secret Invasion, yeah.
Sorry. Secret Wars is they're doing the same thing as Avengers, because in the comics it's just the Kang Dynasty and it's Secret Wars. They're not Avengers things, although Kang Dynasty might be actually. I can't remember, but Secret Wars definitely is. But here we are. What are your general thoughts on this movie, Kristian?
Woo! So, it's a fucking movie. This is going to be a weird conversation for us, I think. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't have anything bad to say about this film at all.
Oh, I do. I do.
I knew you would.
Not a lot.
I honestly don't. I think this is one of the best, if not the best, MCU movie. We'll see how we go. There may be a couple of things that might top it.
There are, yeah.
But I think it's excellent. I think it's absolutely brilliant from start to finish. I think it's really well paced. I think it's great action scenes. I think it looks great. I think there's some great fucking sound design. All the characters are good. For me, all of the humor, there's a lot of humor and it all hits for me. I like all of it. There's so many bits where I'm just giggling at the little lines and the little quips from everyone. There's some great character work in this. After watching these all through, obviously been watching them week on week, this so far has been the best character work. And pretty much every character gets some form of like attention and progression in this as well. Like some more than others, but they all get something. There's something for every character. Every character has their moment as well. There's so many in it, and every character gets their moment. There's some really, really good stuff throughout, and I fucking love this movie. I have done since the day I saw it, and nothing will ever take that away from me, even when you start nitpicking in a minute.
It's fucking great. Nothing should take away from you. Take away that from you. It is fucking great. Like, there's no denying that. There are just some little bits and bobs that I would change. First and foremost, as we've just said, I wouldn't call it a Captain America movie.
I take it back. There is one thing I would critique the movie for, and even then, it's more critiquing the marketing than anything.
Cap is entirely in the wrong.
No, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. I agree, but different conversation. No, what I would critique, they should have kept Spider-Man secret.
I agree. Pretty much, I disagree with 99.9% of all of Marvel's marketing.
Yeah, I think if Spider-Man was kept secret, even if they kept it secret and the reveal was just the Queen's text, that would have been real fucking good. But if they kept it secret and the first time was Underoos, brilliant. That would have been a leg grab moment.
Yes, it would have been. It would have been. But
That's the only misstep.
We don't get those anymore. We haven't for a really long time. I think they one thing they just don't keep quiet anymore is character reveals.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Why can't they keep character reveals as a secret? I'll never understand.
Well, they kind of did for No Way Home, but
no, they didn't.
But then also they did, I suppose. Yeah.
No, they didn't. I think that keeping it secret was. It intentionally got out there. I don't think anything was ever meant to be a secret. And I feel like if it was completely secret, they would have sparked it themselves to try and get the conversation going.
What was your critiques on this on Civil War?
We kind of had a brief conversation about it. I think some of the action is shot like early 2000s action movie by people who had no idea what they were doing. Obviously, they do know what they were doing, but it felt like there's some action scenes, but it's just cut, and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Brain hemorrhage.
See, although I don't disagree with you, for me, I just don't see that as a problem. Like,
well, it is very much a subjective thing for me that I hate it.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it.
Fair enough.
Because I just think it's only ever done. Its only purpose is to hide bad choreography or bad filming of said choreography. It's the only. I'm not saying that is why they did it,
but that is why that kind of shooting style exists.
Yes, exactly.
It's the Bourne Identity thing.
Yes. Like, oh my God, is it bad in the Bourne? It's nowhere near as bad.
Paul Greengrass is awful for it.
Yeah, he's just awful.
Yes.
And Taken 3.
I haven't seen it.
Don't. There is a scene where Liam Neeson's climbing over a fence. There's 14 cuts.
Oh, you've told me about this.
Yeah. That's because he's 92 years old and he shouldn't be climbing a fucking fence. Like, Liam Neeson was not born to be an action hero. They should have stopped at one take and sent him back on his way to do Schindler's List 2 or something. Like, that's the type of movie he should be making. Because he's very much not an action. But anyway, so it's that. I think there's a couple pacing things where I would speed it up a little bit. But again, incredibly mild criticism there. I do think it's a bit tonally all over the place. But I also don't necessarily mind that because I enjoy all of the bits. I just don't know how well they actually sit together.
How do you mean?
Like the airport scene, for example, feels like a completely different movie to the fight at the end. They don't feel like they belong in the same place, but they are excellent, and everything in between is excellent as well.
Elaborate on that. Give me more information as to what makes you feel like they're.
It's just the way they're shot, the amount of humor that's sprinkled out through the
end fight scene is far more serious.
Yes. And just the lighting, the environment, the humor, the obviously the amount of people, but that's just the nature of said scene. But I wouldn't really call that a criticism though, because I
would say that is entirely deliberate.
Oh, I imagine it was.
Because the contrast is that airport scene, although a great action scene, and they're all fighting together, and you're supposed to be like, come on, guys. There's an element of none of them are really seriously in it. Like, there's so many talks where it's like you're putting your punches, like, are we still friends? Like, they're fighting, but they're fighting in a somewhat jovial playground manner.
And they make reference to that. I don't know.
Yeah, and then by the end of it, that fight scene at the end is deeply personal, and
I know.
It's a more serious scene.
I never said it wasn't.
I love that end fight scene.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's better than the airport fight scene. But I didn't say it wasn't deliberate. I just said it
just discussing.
Yeah. It just feels a bit odd, but at the same time, not really a criticism because it's all great.
That's fair enough.
It's all excellent. But other than that, it's fucking great. All of it's great.
I love so much of it. I really do. I will give, first area of big praise I'm going to give is Zemo. I found Zemo. He's in this movie. He's great. He's a really good villain. It's a good character. Like, I buy his motivations, for one. I like the reveal of him throughout the film, where you're just getting snippets of him and him being evil in ways, and you're kind of learning about it as the characters do. You're seeing stuff, but you're really learning about it as the characters do. And it's nice. I actually thought it was really nice to have a villain in a Marvel movie that wasn't a big bad, that didn't want world destruction or anything like that. It was just a personal revenge story on the Avengers. Mm-hmm. And it's a very personal story, and I kind of get it. Like, if I was him, I'd be like, these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to destroy them.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I like the... Fuck yourself. I like the juxtaposition between that and the... he is blatantly a hypocritical psychopath.
Who, Zemo?
Yeah. And that's obviously entirely intentional, and that's what kind of makes him so menacing in a weird way, because he's doing exactly what he's seeking revenge for having been done, is blowing shit up and destroying things with no regard for any of the innocent people in the way, and that's exactly what he's going after.
No, exactly. But it's great. I think it's really, really good. His performance is good as well.
Daniel Brühl is excellent in pretty much everything it does. I think so. Yeah. Have you ever seen Rush?
I have not.
It's good.
I'm aware of it. I'm aware it's supposed to be good, but I've not seen it.
Chris Hemsworth, very good. Very good.
So I think Zemo's great, and as I say, for me, it's just refreshing to have a different sort of villain, that we haven't just got a carbon copy of the hero or a big unbeatable bad. It's just a guy who's pissed off. And we've said before on this show, sometimes that's scarier.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's scarier. Someone that's just been hurt is often scarier, and I think that's really good.
Especially one who is that capable.
Yes.
Yeah. You've fucked off the wrong person there. You're just like, oh dear, dearie me. And like humble in a weird way, because he knows he can't just fight them.
Yeah.
And he says that. Says, I'm not going to win. Like,
he says,
I'm not going to win if I try and fight them. More powerful men than me have tried.
Yeah.
So I needed to make them fight each other.
Which is also smart.
Yes, it is indeed.
Also, I would argue he wins.
He does, yeah.
He wins this.
You say you would argue. They make that very clear in the film itself that he's won. Yeah.
I think this is the first one where the protagonists, if you like, they don't win. They don't win this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ends in disaster for all of them, which is what ends in catastrophe, what Vision keeps saying.
Yep.
It does. It all ends in catastrophe.
Conflict breeds catastrophe, is what he says.
It's weird for me as well, that side of it, because one of my biggest pet peeves with these types of media, when you have multiple things adding on a pre-existing universe, is when they start either breaking up a team or undoing powers. It was one of my complaints on the Arkham film, the Batman film. Sorry, the Nolan Batman films was just over the course of the films, he's less and less Batman. I've made a complaint before about when they spend ages building up a team. I can't remember what it was recently. It's something we did recently. They spent ages building up a team, and then by the second movie, they split them all up again and stuff. Yeah, it was Guardians, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is literally what they do. The difference is they earned this.
They earned it.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they didn't just split them up and then never together. Like I think it's the first of the Avengers movies where it really showed this bond and friendship and this they care for each other. You're seeing it in all this really subtle stuff. Even Stark, all these subtle things, him just opening up to people. He's sitting there and he's talking to Cap and he opens up to him about Pepper. And he opens up to Romanoff at one point as well. And they're all just talking to each other. There's a point where Romanoff comes up to Stark and she's just like, "You okay?" Like what you would say to your friend, not what you would say to your colleague in the middle of this instance. Like these people will be bigger and better than that, but they care for each other. And despite the fact they're all fighting and they're all angry, but they still care for each other, and that continues. And I think it's really important. And I think it's really important for what happens later on in this universe. And they've really set those foundations up. And I remember a friend of mine years ago when this film came out, he used to complain, his biggest complaint of this film was in the end fight scene when Cap looks up to Stark and says, "He's my friend." Mm-hmm. And Stark goes, "So was I." He's always like, "But they weren't friends. They were never friends. They hated each other." I was like, did you watch the film? Like, they bicker and they're trying to overdo each other, but they're friends. They care for each other. Like, deep down, they care for each other. There's a respect.
Sounds like someone who watched
other.
The first Avengers and then watched this.
Yes, and it was like you're missing all of the little subtleties in it and the subtext in their behavior and the way they talk to each other. And yeah, they argue with each other and they irritate each other and they piss each other off, but that doesn't mean they're not friends.
No. Like, the meme culture has ruined that scene for me because every time I see it, I just picture the meme that went around at the time where it was just Buzz and Woody. It was just Woody on the ground saying, "He's my friend." Then Buzz, obviously in the Iron Man HUD display view, going, "So was I." I was like,
but I think all of that is so good, and I think we made the joke begin as well, like it's not really a Captain America movie, and I feel like it's because it's not even his movie. The focus, I think, is more on Stark. If you were gonna actually make this movie a character movie, I'd argue it's more of an Iron Man movie than a Captain America movie in many ways, because he gets a lot more attention of his character progression and stuff.
Yeah, he does. He does. I don't understand a world in where you can genuinely say Cap was right.
I agree. I'm glad we got to this. I know we've discussed this before.
We have multiple times, and there are some people who are like adamantly Team Cap, and I'm like, you are a psychopathic moron.
Yes,
is what you like. Break it down. It doesn't matter what you say. You're a fucking idiot. Like,
I would also say that I agree. I think Cap is totally in the wrong, and I think in terms of the Sokovia Accords, I think Stark's in the right. But at the same time, Stark isn't much better.
No.
He handles this. They all handle the situation terribly.
No, I'm not saying it's necessary. But Iron Man is correct.
Yeah,
he goes about it the wrong way. I'm a psychopathic arsehole. You agree with Cap? How? He basically disassembles a world peace organization because his friend is sad. His friend's in trouble, so he says, "Fuck this" about all of his other friends, and just says, "Fuck everyone" to someone he hasn't seen properly, but may I point out, in 80 years.
Well, I think is the whole big talking point here is, and they talk about it in the film, is the whole big thing on trust as well. He doesn't trust his team enough that they will look after Bucky. And he doesn't trust his team enough that if they go with the Avengers, with the Sokovia Accords, and they go with this, that they'll look after each other and they'll have each other's back. He doesn't trust his team enough. He has to be on his own, and that's the character story they're going for with Cap. That he can't trust anyone else other than himself. He's the only one that could possibly
Bucky.
make
and a psychopathic murderer.
Yes, but he's the only one that could possibly make the right decision. That's a common theme with Captain America.
Yep.
Like, I'm the only one that could
He's
possibly
arrogant.
make... Yeah, he is really arrogant.
And they call him that to his face in this movie. That is dangerously arrogant.
Yeah. And I think that's a...
I don't see how that's an argument for Cap being right, though. In this particular instance, that's not enough.
Also, there's more to it than that. Because I think like Captain America being arrogant is a continued theme throughout the MCU, and a big part of his growth when we move into the next movies with him is him overcoming that and starting to trust and realizing I have to trust this team. I have to trust this team more. I'm not just leading this team. I have to work with them. And I think that's a really important thing we start to see in the next movies as well. And that's what happens here. He doesn't trust the team. He doesn't trust that if they sign this Sokovia Accords, that they will still have each other's back. And although some things might go wrong, and like I think Nat says it at one point, like, at least we've got one hand on the wheel, we can still be in control.
Yeah, if we've got one hand on the wheel, we can still steer. But let's be honest, we're digging on Captain America right now. She's the biggest idiot of this entire movie.
Oh, because she was
right.
Yeah.
She was right, and then just decided, that D, though.
That would have been for Banner. Banner wasn't there.
Yeah, I know, but so she went back to the Winter Soldier relationship that she had. No, obviously she just changed her mind halfway through the movie.
Charlie,
but we all know that you're a cunt, so it doesn't matter.
You don't have to do anything to annoy Jack. It's you.
It's like, we love you, but you're annoying.
I was going to say something. I think the other thing there is I think something they lean into really hard is that there's still a group of people that will blindly trust Cap. In Falcon, Hawkeye, and I get why they do.
I don't think Hawkeye is blindly trusting Cap. He is on the I will protect
Wanda.
Yeah,
I'll protect Wanda. Yeah. Cap's told me I need to go and help Wanda. Fine, I'll go help Wanda.
I think he would have done that. He would have done, no matter which side Wanda fell.
Yeah.
He would have done that, yeah. I think.
And I think the way he is in the fight in the airport as well, he's so chilled and relaxed in that fight and not really taking it seriously all the way through. Yeah, he's just like, all right, we're doing this, are we? Fine.
So I nearly went down a dangerous road there because I nearly interacted accent and all. I'm Clint. And then the response.
I don't care who you are. So
Yes. But it was my brain went, do the accent. So I stopped myself from speaking entirely.
Yes. Hannah's come straight in with a C-bomb in the chat.
I mean, I did it on the show, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't recall. I believe you. I just don't recall.
I called Charlie one a second ago.
Oh, I don't remember you calling Hannah one. And Hawkeye, Hannah's just said, I have a newfound appreciation for Hawkeye on this watch through the film. He's great in this, the way he fucking rocks up, and he's like, I retire for 5 minutes, and it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
Him in that scene, he's so prepared. He's like, I know what's going to happen. And he's just casually talking to Wanda and just setting his trap for Vision, just doing his thing. He knows it's going to go. And I was like, should have stretched. Yeah, he's so on it all the time. I'm a big fan of Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's great.
And I think every character in this film has their moment as well, both a serious moment and also these good quippy moments. All of them. I think all of them do, which we'll get to in more detail. But yeah, the whole big Cap Iron Man thing and who's right. I can never see an argument where Cap is right. And I think Stark's right, but plays it badly and fucks it up. Because Stark didn't trust either. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah,
Stark
for sure.
didn't listen to Cap.
And
I think that's an important point of the story. It's supposed to be that they're not listening to each other, which is a big problem in life anyway. It always annoys me in everything. My biggest issue in life is that why don't people just shut up and listen to each other? It happens in everything all the time. Just stop and listen, and then we'll work it out. But no one ever wants to do that.
No, it's I think
infuriating.
The bigger problem with Cap, at that point, is he obviously figured out what was going on, and then didn't really do anything to try and mitigate the situation. Just went on his own to try and broke it. Yeah. And just broke out of the shield and started attacking government employees. And it's just like, if you just went, look, we've gathered all of this evidence, which they did have.
Because when Stark saw it, he went
yeah. But he was just being like, if you were running away, broke out of prison, broke somebody else out of prison to come with someone who had attacked and murdered people, he didn't.
One of the most wanted assassins of all time as well.
Yes. And they believed had just murdered a king.
Yes.
Like, he didn't, but that's what they believed. Didn't take any moment to try and had run. And they're just, yes, but Russian assassins.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go, shut the fuck up. Yeah, there's a Russian assassin. That's who we're after. Like, But he's not the only one. It's like you're talking in school and you get told off and you go, but it wasn't just me. That's literally what, like, the sort of response it is. But he didn't. If he just spent before breaking Bucky out in the first place, just going, but. Although they only found that out after they broke Bucky out in the first place.
But even then, if he
go back.
But this is still my point of, like, stop. If he had stopped and listened and trusted his team and trusted his friends, they would have never got to the point where he needed to break. If he had just trusted that they've put him in there and they're going to talk to him and interrogate him, but they don't need to break him out or anything like that. Obviously, I know there's the whole thing. Then Zemo converts him.
Yeah, Zemo sets him off.
Yeah, and Zemo sets him off and whatnot. But, like, the fact that he just runs off with him and isn't like, I'm bringing you back to my team because I trust my team. He fucks off with him.
Yep.
He fucks off with him and traps him in a vice. And it's like, well, of course now they're all going to be after you. Hannah says, I think the Stark is right, but in my mind, I feel like I prefer the people on Team Cap, which is weird as the other team is Spider-Man and Black Panther, but I don't really like Rhodey or Natasha.
This is fair. I do think Team Cap is way cooler.
Oh, Team Cap is cooler.
It's cooler. Vision's pretty... I do like Vision. And I do like Black Panther.
I like all the characters.
I like all the characters. There aren't any characters, excluding She-Hulk, that I actively despise. But she's one of the... We get the Punisher back. I'm so horny about that. But anyway.
I know. I can smell it.
Sorry. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, that was another moment of I thought of it. I had to say it.
No, that's fair. But yeah, Captain. If you then just went, but even so, if you even had Breaking Out, found this evidence, you go, I need to talk to people and then present this, and then this, and you could have then just gone and solved the problem way earlier, without destroying an airport. And without breaking up the entire team. And I feel like you could have gotten to the same end result in terms of stopping Zemo. But you would have actually stopped him as opposed to just caught him afterwards. Yeah. So this entire movie and everything that went wrong is entirely Cap's fault.
I agree. Entirely Cap's fault. I also think everyone's way too harsh on Wanda.
I don't think Tony's too harsh on Wanda.
I think the situation is harsh. Like, what the fuck was she supposed to do?
Oh, I see what you mean, like the public opinion on Wanda and everything. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck was she supposed to... Literally, spur of the moment, she went, shit, that man's exploding, contained it, and did the best she could to get that as far away from as many people as possible. She didn't make it all the way, but I think she did a pretty good fucking job.
In reality, she would have been fine if even with those powers, because, like, I don't think an explosion would just linger there. Just because it's contained, it would just explode out and it was still dissipate.
I see what you're going for, yeah.
Yeah, it would still dissipate.
I feel like she sustained it. She contained it and was sustaining it and not letting it go until she let go of it.
Then she needs to retake science.
But I think she did a pretty damn good job.
No, given the scenario...
as Hannah said, if the bomb had gone off in the market, loads of other people would have died. So she did great. Oh, a tomb has appeared.
I like that message. Hello. Hi. A wild tomb has appeared.
So I just feel like she's been unfairly treated.
I agree, but
don't get me wrong, she didn't nail it. It wasn't her best day at work.
No.
But we all have off days.
We do.
I appreciate that
my off days usually end in murder as well. So because I have to deal with the public, and quite frankly, it's the public that died. So actually, no, it wasn't. It was people at work. People actually trying to do the work. Maybe leaving it to go off in the market would have been the better call.
Maybe.
Because then that way it's the public.
She could have killed the public. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. But no, I agree. I think but I do think then everyone else is really overreacting to her being on lockdown.
Yes. Absolutely. I think Tony was right to go, the world fucking hates her. We're going to keep her in a safe place.
Also, Captain America, Mr. Rules, is the one barking at they don't grant visas to weapons of mass destruction as well.
Also, a good point. She's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah. The fact that she hasn't been fucking carked back to what was left of Sokovia.
I mean, like... And Cap has a moment where he almost gets it as well. Like after the whole thing, they're in the office and Stark's just talking to him and he's like, I'm like, look, this is what's happening. I'm doing what we can. If we can fix this, just sign the thing. We're all together. I've got your back. I get it. I get why you care. I get why you're going off. I will help. You just need to sign the thing. So I've got the legal protection and we're good. And he's like, yeah, all right. And he's like, what? You've made Wanda stay at the Avengers campus?
You've made Wanda stay at one of the most advanced, luxurious facilities in all of the realms?
With a super robot with a big dildo attached to himself, which she ends up falling in love with later. By the way, for paprikash, a pinch of paprika is not enough. It's called paprikash. The entire essence of that recipe is paprika. A pinch was... I don't know where he got that recipe from, but no wonder she was unimpressed by it.
In his defense, he has never eaten before.
Yeah, but he had like a recipe that he had on like a printout, right? So he was like reading this recipe and he went, a pinch of paprika. What kind of paprikash recipe is a pinch of... That's like cups. I'm going to Google it. I reckon there's cups of paprika.
Maybe it was just a pinch at that stage.
Paprikash. Or paprika chicken is a popular dish of Hungarian origin and one of the most famous variation of the paprika's preparations common to Hungarian tables. The name is derived from the ample use of paprika. Give me a recipe. See how much paprika it asks for, shall we?
I'm going to laugh if it says a pinch.
1 tablespoon, but it's still more than a pinch.
Not much.
It's quite a bit more.
A couple of pinches.
Oh, no, sorry. I was wrong. 3 tablespoons of sweet paprika, 1 tablespoon of hot paprika. That's 4 tablespoons. That's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot. But as I said, maybe it was at that stage.
Maybe. Also, why is he laid all his spices out on plates? That was weird.
He's a robot in a sweater vest.
Yeah, right, fair point.
Well, no, it was just a sweater, wasn't it?
There's also, I think there's an implication in this that like things have been going on with Wanda and Vision already. The whole thing when he comes through the door and she's like, Viz, we spoke about this. I reckon they've already been...
Yeah, probably.
They've been doing the dandy already.
Probably. He can shift his anatomy at will.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I reckon. So, it's especially not that bad to be locked down then.
Exactly.
If you're getting some... This is like, what do you want to do?
Probably the best anyone can ever have is with Vision.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
I agree.
Because he's literally a super robot. That's designed to be able to change his anatomy at will, as you say. Like, what more could you want?
Just think of all of his vibrate functions.
And he sounds like Paul Bettany.
Oh, yeah, I know. Christ.
Oh dear.
Will gets a lot of it as well. Fire at Will.
Yeah.
Poor Will. But yeah, I feel like he very much overreacted to being locked down in a... also, incredibly temporarily. It had been like a day.
Yeah, and Tony in that moment as well has just been like, give me a fucking break. I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying real hard here. I'm trying to be not me.
Well, it's also...
And that's, like, Stark's trying to not be Stark. He's trying so hard to be sensible.
You could just see in his, like, in that entire conversation, in that face, is like, just think... Yes, I know it's not perfect, but think about how much better it could be if you just shut the fuck up and listen. Help me make this better. That's what I'm trying to say. You're just taking it on fucking face value. I've already told you we can change shit. It's just paperwork. Yeah. Help me. Kevin Hart clip. Like, better Christ alive. Yeah. But otherwise, this movie's great.
Oh, this is all good stuff, by the way. I think like this is important. This is the point of the story. It's the point, and I think it's all good. It's all really entertaining stuff. Like, I don't see this as bad things of the movie. It's just like Cap is not the. I'm not on his side for any of this.
No. He's entirely in the wrong. Also, the Sharon thing.
Telling you, that's his niece. And he might not know it, but she fucking does. She knows that's Uncle Steve. That's all I'm saying. There's no way. Because future spoilers, we've already worked it out. I was trying to explain this to Camilla yesterday.
They never confirm it, but yeah.
But it's pretty fucking obvious because there's this whole thing.
That he's the husband?
He's the husband because he goes back and lives for it. He's the husband, which means he is Uncle Steve. And I know he doesn't know, but she does.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't blame Steve.
No.
He doesn't know.
No. I do like the
I like all of it. Honestly, I said at the beginning, every little joke, quip, gag, whatever you want to call it, little whimsical line, every fucking one of them, I love it.
I agree.
Everyone gets me from every character. There's so many. We said it before we started this show. Paul Rudd in this film.
He's on his A game. Yeah, he's absolutely on his A game.
So good. Everything. Like, the thing was like, hey, Captain America. What did he say? It's like, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking of me.
Yeah, thanks for
thanking.
I know you too. You're great.
It's so good. And all the stuff in that airport fight, which, say what you want about the airport fight, it's the only thing in this film filmed in IMAX. That's another critique. It's the only thing in this film that was IMAX res.
Yes. What? Was it the only thing in IMAX res or IMAX ratio?
IMAX ratio.
Yeah. Because the res was still...
Looked fucking impeccable.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, when it got to that on my TV, I was like, oh, my God. Oh,
literally, I was sitting there going like, it's a shame. It's a shame. Like, clearly the quality is IMAX.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole movie, I'm just like, the colors look fucking ridiculous in this movie. Hannah says Iron Man looked really CGI at the airport. At one point in the airport, I've said that since 2016.
It's because he is.
Well, yes and no, but there's a particular shot.
There's a few bits where you can see like the weird blend between his neck
and
the suit.
But there is a particular shot where it was clearly done in about 5 seconds,
which we know is probably true.
Yeah. It was just after Spider-Man arrived. We know we don't need a whole thing. You don't need to introduce it. But it looks so fake. Like, it just looks like a JPEG with him stuck on there, and you can see how technology has moved along. Yeah. Spider-Man looks really CG the entire time.
Yeah, and obviously by the later movies they get that.
Oh yeah, they get it better over time. Of course you would.
This movie is from 2016.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and so that would have been being worked on in 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
So
no, it's not a criticism. It's just a nature of the. Well, to be fair, that helmet shot was a criticism because that was shit in 2016. But they've definitely gotten better with Spider-Man. There are a couple of moments where I think the IMAX thing let it down.
Oh, really?
In that you can see the flaws more in the CG. I've always found that.
Oh, yeah, but that's just one of those things.
Yeah, yeah. You can just go, oh, the quality has made me go, ah.
I just don't mind that though.
No, I don't.
Because I'm so happy going, look at the fucking resolution and the colors. Mm-hmm. Or I'll let the rest go.
The main one I noticed was the shot up from the hole they push vision down in.
Yeah, there's a couple of composite shots in the airport scene as well, where you can kind of see like a rough outline where they're like green screen and superimposed. You can see it's not quite perfect round hair, which is really fucking hard to do anyway, to be fair.
Especially considering they shot that on the tarmac, so that would be why. It would just be the lighting's fucked.
It's really fucking difficult.
Yeah, of course, it's like impossible.
Yeah, so I'll let it go. But sorry, what I was getting to was Scott Lang. Because all of his gags throughout the fucking airport fight as well.
Excellent.
So funny.
And they make a joke that we don't hear again until Quantumania. Has anybody got some orange slices? Yeah. And then they bring it back in Quantumania. It's like, citrus. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
But it's good. And the fucking his thing was like, I thought it was a water tank.
Yeah, I thought it was a water tank.
I know something flew in me.
I've got something big, but I can't hold it for very long.
Is excellent.
I've done it once in a lab and I passed out.
The film in general has so many great quips and little lines, but the airport scene is just like nearly every line that's said during that fight is some kind of joke, and it nearly all hits for me. Really,
this is the most Spider-Man has ever been in a film.
Oh, he's fucking brilliant. He's so good.
He's constantly talking and constantly yapping, and I don't feel like
you
even
have
in
the
his
right to remain silent.
Yeah, I don't think.
Man, you haven't met an arm.
That's awesome. It's just and then hey dude, I think you dropped this, and then just smash.
I also really like we know this, so they go hard on this relationship because they make a whole fucking series out of it. But Falcon and Winter Soldier together,
they're great,
are real good. And the whole thing when they're kind of like bickering whilst they're fighting, it's like you couldn't have done that earlier.
I hate you.
Yeah, it's so good. There's so much fit, and like when fucking giant Ant-Man grabs Rhodey and then Stark's like, give me back my Rhodey.
Giant Man.
Gigantic dude, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's just Giant Man.
Oh, I don't know, but either way. Give me back my Rhodey. And it's so good. I love it. It's so fucking funny. Just so many little quips throughout. And big fan. There's loads of it throughout the film. Just all these little boom, 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 boom lines. And
I'm Spider-Man, not in that onesie. It's so good. I love this was just, I like that they kept it because obviously when Iron Man goes to sit down on the bed next to, or Stark goes to sit down on the bed next to Peter, Tom doesn't move his leg. So he just goes, I'm going to sit here, you need to move your leg. That was just RDJ speaking to Tom Holland. It's like, I need to sit here, move your leg. But they just kept it in the film.
It works.
I like it. Oh, yeah.
It works. All those little things work. Those things that make it real.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, okay, Spider-Man. Get me out of this. It's just like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, I think this is one of the funnier Marvel movies, despite the fact that it's also one of the more serious ones. I think the comedy lands in this a lot more than it does in the others that aren't, strictly speaking, comedies. I think, obviously, overall, Guardians is probably funnier. Although, is it after, in long term, though?
No, I don't know. I think this is...
I think the quips in this and the jokes in this have remained funnier longer.
I agree.
Than the jokes in Guardians.
Oh, totally
and the same with Ant-Man as well. I don't think... I quite like Ant-Man.
I do. But I wasn't on that show.
No, but not for comedy reasons. I just think it's very clever in the way it's shot and everything. And
I'm a big fan of Ant-Man. I wasn't on that show, but I'm a big fan of Ant-Man.
You can clearly see... I think that's where the Ant-Man has been a decline with everyone, is because there's less and less of
Ant-Man.
Well, no, that, and there's less and less of what Edgar Wright left behind.
Yeah.
With everyone. Luis and all of his sections, 100% that was Edgar Wright.
Yeah, absolutely it was. Yeah.
That was 100% from Edgar Wright's draft of the film. There's no... That is the most Edgar Wright thing I've ever seen.
Still would love to have seen what Edgar Wright's Ant-Man was.
I agree.
So sad we'll never get to
I agree. I kind of wish Marvel would do these non-MCU movies. In the way that James Gunn has said that DC will be doing. They've got the DCU, and then they've got what they call Elseworlds, which is DC's equivalent of the multiverse, where they're just going to do the Batman's going to continue. It's got fuck all to do with what James Gunn's up to, but it's going to carry on, and the way they're turning the Flash into being an unmitigated disaster into being this jump off point of things, and they're going to do loads of different stuff. A complete side note. Have you seen that people are losing their minds as to what actors that James Gunn is keeping?
No, but I'm not surprised. People lose their minds at anything nowadays.
But I'm just are you surprised? They are the actors that he's keeping are an actor he's worked very close with multiple times in the DC universe, his brother, and his wife. Are we shocked? Nepotism never hurt anyone. Maybe. But are we shocked? But yeah.
Slowly finishing up on Civil War, I do want to talk about the end fight scene. We sort of
It's incredible.
Briefly mentioned it earlier.
It's incredible.
I think so much of it's incredible. I think the set where they are, is fucking great, and the way they're able to do shots, just looking through those little gaps in the wall, just looks.
Pause. Another reason why Cap's wrong. If you know someone murdered your other friend's parents, you are obligated to say something.
Yeah, I agree.
There is no excuse.
I feel like Stark maybe should have just calmed down a little, but I get why he was pissed off, especially when because he turns.
Would you calm down a little?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He turns to Cap and almost gives him an opportunity of trust. It's like, did you know? Because if you didn't know, then I might let it go. That's almost what he's going for. If you didn't know, then I'll let this go. That's kind of what he's implying, but he's like, did you know? And then he fucking lies to him straight to his face. He goes, I didn't know it was him. And Stark sees right.
That doesn't make it better, though. He knew his parents didn't die that's implying he didn't know his parents died in an accident.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think he was lying about not knowing it was him. If that makes sense. He knows because we see him find out. Mm-hmm. He finds out in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think he was lying. It was just one of those, that's not an answer. He knew his parents were murdered, not in an accident. So even if you didn't know it was him, you still needed to be you need to bring this up.
Yeah, and either way, like, I think Iron Man sees right through him. He's like, because I think he does know it's him. I think he puts it together and works it out.
He probably assumes. Yeah. I don't think he knows. But
Iron Man sees right through that. He's like, come on. And
I took it as that's not an answer, as opposed to I think you're strictly speaking lying. So like, I could see it either way.
But it's that moment then where he then Stark flips at that moment.
Yeah,
he's like, well then,
yes,
fuck
I know. Yeah,
you,
fuck you. Yeah,
because you've betrayed my trust now. Like I've been trusting you this entire, even though, and I think that's another important thing for this entire film. Despite the fact that Cap is being a prick throughout, Stark does not stop trusting him. And although he's fighting with him and he's arguing, he does not stop being like, look, mate, I get it. Just come back over here and I'll let it all go. He says to him a number of times, we'll sweep it under the rug. We'll deal with it. I trust you, but you need to come back. You need to come and work with me. And now it's gone point. You've now betrayed my trust, and that's what that line is at the end. It's like, so was I. I was your friend too, and you've betrayed my trust. And like, if you didn't do that, we could have dealt with this differently. But that fight's brutal. But also, there's a great shot where it's like a low angle looking up at the three of them, and like it's when it suddenly turns and Winter Soldier gets up as well, and it's Cap and Winter Soldier going in.
Oh yeah. That was a trailer shot, but yeah, that's
fucking great. And I think
them bouncing the shield off of Iron Man like some really like fucked up game of catch.
But it also shows here. I think they do so much really good stuff. It shows here a Stark can beat Cap in a fight, because he kind of does. He's taking a beating, and he's like, analyze his fight pattern, got him. Let's get him, and he fucking takes it down. And if it wasn't for the fact that Cap had backup, he would have totally fucking won that fight.
I also feel like that's kind of, he gets a bit too distracted by the fact that Bucky grabs his leg. Surely at this point, you know that's Bucky.
Yeah.
Just kick him, like,
for sure.
Don't take your eyes off of the problem.
But like but that's he does though, because he's passionate. He's so in it. Like he's not there.
Yeah,
he's not. And
clip the nepotism never hurt.
But he gets him. He would have had him. He had him. And then
you say Stark would have beat him. His suit. Yeah,
but Stark made the suit. So and then again, the fucking twist of like Steve going in on him with the shield, takes the helmet, and Stark thinks that he's going to strike him in the face with that
that's
shield.
how much he's lost faith in him. Yeah. And I think that's a huge,
I think it's so important. That's a massive moment. Yeah. That little flinch and covers that, and covers fear. You see fear in his eyes, like, he's going to kill me. Like,
yeah. Like, I think that's how much he's just, obviously, like, we know that Cap would never do that.
Yeah.
But that's how much in that moment Cap has... Tony
he doesn't see Cap anymore.
No, he's just completely lost faith in this guy.
Which is why he says, well, he's like, their shield doesn't belong to you. You don't deserve it. You're not Captain America anymore.
No.
You're not Captain America. I think all of that is great and really heavy stuff, but I also think really important for Captain America later on. I think it is so important for Captain America and Stark later on as well. It's so good. This is by far one of the best fucking ones. It's so good. They do so much with it. And I say so much deep stuff with the characters, really concentrating on the characters. So much concentration on Stark and the way he feels about things, and him trying to be a friend and trying to be better. And Cap and him being a mess and him not being good enough. And they put loads of focus on Bucky and that he wants to be better. And they put focus on Falcon and that he maybe trusts Cap too much. And they put focus on Roman. Like, everyone gets like some kind of moment to progress. I think it's really fucking good. Real good. And I'm really sad we're probably not going to get any more Russo Brothers Avengers Marvel movies.
I hope we do. I hope we get something one day.
I did see I'm not buying into it, and I think I'm the only person that's actually seen it and gone, I wonder if that means what I think it means. Anthony Russo put a picture on Instagram of him on Rise of Resistance, the Star Wars ride, standing in front of all the stormtroopers with Marvel Mickey ears on, with a caption saying, what if, ... And I'm like, oh my God, if you guys do a Star Wars movie?
That seems to point more to what if.
But he was with the stormtroopers.
With Marvel ears on.
I feel like them, but the stormtroopers. It's a Star Wars.
Yeah, but what if it was a... sounds like he's implying like a what if into the Star Wars stuff.
See, I read that as a what if we were to make a Star Wars movie.
Well, yeah, it could be either way. I also just think it's nothing.
It is. You're right. It's nothing. I'm reading
Because
into it.
where's
But
Joe?
I would like them. I would like them to do a Star Wars movie.
Do you know who I would like to make a Star Wars movie?
No one.
No one.
Yeah, I knew you were
Stop.
gonna
Stop. Because you're incompetent. Do you know?
I saw they cancelled the Taika Waititi and the Kevin Feige one. No, not
They didn't cancel
the
the
Kevin Feige one.
The Patty Jenkins and the
That's
Kevin
it.
Feige.
Yeah.
But they're still doing the Taika Waititi one. Mistake.
Yes.
What they should have done is cancelled all of them. Stopped. Fired Kathleen Kennedy. Have you seen all the stuff where Jon Favreau has basically said that Kathleen Kennedy is completely incompetent?
I've not, but he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He basically just said... So he quit. He fully quit.
I know he quit.
He fully quit.
Because he's not doing Mando or anything either, is he?
He is doing Mando. No, he came back.
Oh,
basically,
right.
the exception was Kathleen Kennedy gets no say.
I see.
That was his thing of like, stop it. Because he literally said, like, that's why everything you make sucks. Mm-hmm. Because you keep changing shit. I keep writing stuff. Other writers keep writing stuff. Dave Filoni writes stuff. And then you change it.
Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau get Star Wars better than anyone.
Yeah, of course they do.
So they should just fucking leave them to it.
Yeah, but she's one of those, like, I've made it to a position in power, therefore I'm going to use it because I have such a big ego, and if I stop, I'll die. Mm-hmm. And she's not listening when the entire world responds with, well, then die.
It's because she worked on the originals with George Lucas, so she thinks that she's George Lucas.
Yes. But do you know her? Like, George Lucas is also shit.
Yes.
Like, that's not an excuse, because the person you're trying to imitate is shit.
To be fair, Kathleen, you're imitating him well.
yeah, you're imitating him well, but the problem is, this is like, you're imitating someone at their worst, is what you're doing. I might have plans with...
They talk about Fortnite.
I see. Yeah, we've somehow got into Star Wars.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to... Because I was just like, yes, Jon Favreau. Yes. People are talented. Jon Favreau.
I did see they were making excuses for why the Solo movie...
Is she Zack Snydering all over the place? She's way worse than Zack Snyder.
I did see they were making excuses for why the Solo movie didn't do well. And it's like, it didn't do well because it
was shit.
Yes, it didn't need to exist, and it wasn't very good.
I would also say...
Didn't they change the director 3 times?
Yeah, Zack Snyder wasn't the one that interfered with everything. He was the one that was trying to make the movies and got interfered with. I will argue his biggest flop was justifiable. His biggest error, his worst movie was completely justifiable because it got fucked with into the ground by Joss Whedon.
But the Snyder Cut wasn't good either, was it?
No, but then again, like, he only had so much he could work with.
I suppose. Yeah.
Like, he did reshoot some stuff, but the Snyder Cut is significantly better than the original. But it's fair that he took time off, considering why he took time off, and left that movie. I would say it's fair.
Is there anything else you want to say on Civil War, or do you want to score it?
This is the last... No. It's the second to last time we get a tangible Iron Man suit before it becomes a nano wank. Mm-hmm. This is a great Cap suit as well.
It is a great Cap suit. I like he's got the little Avengers logo on the arm.
It's the one from... I'm pretty sure it's the same one as from Age of Ultron. And I think that's the best suit. I don't know what's going on with this Hawkeye wearing one sleeve, but I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It looks cool. I don't know why.
Hawkeye always looks cool.
Hawkeye changes outfit more than anyone.
And drastically as well. But it's always fucking
drastic
cool.
changes. Yeah, I'd say the weird trench coat thing could have, from Age of Ultron.
I like his Endgame hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like his Endgame hair.
So a lot of people hate it.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I do like the idea of going...
Jack, you forget a lot of people are stupid cunts.
That's true. But I do like the idea of my family's gone. I've always wanted tattoos and a cool haircut. So, to be fair, if you're going to have a midlife crisis...
It's a good one to have.
It's a fair trigger.
Yeah. It's a fair trigger, and it's also a good midlife crisis to have.
Not just tattoos and skate hair.
He could become a train enthusiast.
I do love the meme of Hawkeye's family gets... Thanos to get snapped, and then just goes Hawkeye, and it cuts to a clip from something going, "I'll never forgive the Japanese."
Hannah says the intro to Black Panther and Spider-Man was great. It was. I still feel like they played the Spider-Man wrong because they could have kept it a secret. But could
have kept Black Panther a secret as well.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Cool.
Black Panther's reveal in the movie was good, though. I think, like the way it was within the movie was quite good. I still think the Spider-Man one's weird because although I like the Queens and you're chatting to him and the scene with him and Stark in the bedroom is really good, I do think it would have been better reveal within the movie to just have it from the Under Oath moment, and you don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been a better moment overall. But that moment in the bedroom with Aunt May and everything is very good. Mm-hmm. So it is tricky. Mm-hmm. I do like when he spits out the cake and he's like, as walnut thingies loaf go, that wasn't bad.
As walnut loaves go. Yeah, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Even though he's just spat it out.
And he's very overtly sexual about his aunt to his face.
What does he call her at one point? When he's like...
Aunt Hottie or something.
Let's go tell Aunt Hottie, whatever. Like,
yeah, and then there's the beginning of Homecoming where they're doing the videos. Like, hey, May, what you wearing? Something skimpy, I hope. And Peter's just like, the fuck?
Turns out it was Happy he needed to be worried about.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
Yes, Hannah, the booming noise when Bucky turns the bike around. We simultaneously creamed about that when we watched it here together before, didn't we? And I did again the other night, just...
We've done that multiple times about noises. And so it's the same as the hammer plus shield.
Yes.
Like that's a...
Kong thing. Yeah, it's good.
That's a fucking... He had a happy... and Charlie.
Just ignore him.
Please refer to my previous statements. Yeah, this is great. Let's score it. 9.
Oh, okay.
You were going to go 10.
I was going to go 10.
It's not 10.
Oh, no, I was going to go 10. I don't have enough bad things to say about it. I don't have any bad things to say about it.
It's not 10.
Tell me why. What you have to do, remember the rules, you have to convince me.
I don't really have much reasoning other than there are movies in this franchise that are a 10 and this one isn't as good as them. But
on what level is it not as good as it? Because I think objectively it is.
Yeah, I know, but like objectively, like most of these movies are as good. Like if you want to break it down into that capacity, it's. But just,
I think this does.
When you're watching it, the story's not as good. The moments aren't as good. The payoffs aren't as good. I'm talking obviously.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it's just like the moments aren't as good. The payoffs aren't as good. That's not to say that any of them in this movie are bad. But
I think they are. And I think all the character work you get in this and all the stuff we've discussed today, you don't get stuff like that. Like Infinity War and Endgame give you the payoffs. This gives you the setups and the build.
Yeah, but then you're just like, it's the Age of Ultron versus the first Avengers argument that we were having before. Like, I would rather every step of the way, at every instance, watch Infinity War.
So you'd rather watch Infinity War over Civil War?
Yeah, every time.
Interesting, because I wouldn't. I'd actually pick Civil War.
Interesting.
As my watch.
See, no.
If you were talking Endgame over this, I'd pick Endgame.
No, because I think Infinity War is better than Endgame.
Interesting. I mean, I might change my mind when we get to it. See, now we're at a stalemate.
Yeah, we are. So this is where we need to bring in.
Yeah. Rich.
Rich, is this a...
Oh, he'll say it's a 7.
Yeah,
Rich, go away.
Anyone else?
2.
9 or a 10? Is this movie a 9 or a 10? Tomb is in the chat, therefore we know he hasn't watched. He hasn't seen
Hannah says, question, is the ranking out of 10 as a whole or out of 10 within the MCU score? See, Charlie's saying a 10. Yeah, I don't understand Hannah's question. You might need to rephrase. Apologies.
No, is it a score, review score?
Oh, we're getting 9s. 3 9s there.
It's not perfect, it's a 9. 10 doesn't mean perfect.
Yeah.
10 means it's a masterpiece. It doesn't mean it's perfect. Nothing's perfect. And you're right about that. Wait, so you haven't seen it at all? Okay, so
Charlie, you can't say 10 twice. That doesn't count. That doesn't count as extra votes. All right? Just stop typing. I want to know what Hannah decides to score
it's a scoring out of 10, not as in, is it going to be 10th in the MCU?
I don't give anything a 10.
No, but 10 doesn't mean perfect, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. 10 just means the best it can be. Yeah, masterpiece, yeah. Because otherwise something that used to be a 10 wouldn't be a 10 anymore as things change. It's the problem.
We're saying
Hannah's
9.
Saying it's a 9. Fair enough. Well, in which case, Rabbit Hole has voted, and fuck you all, it's a 10. It's a 9. Sorry, I just wanted to make the joke.
It is a 9. We are going to agree on the ranking, though, I imagine, for now.
I think so.
Because we will, in a few weeks when we get to Infinity War, we will be having this conversation again, I imagine, because...
So the ranking. So let's go through the ranking so far. Do you want to read it or shall I?
At number 1, we have Captain America Winter Soldier. At number 2, we have... Where's Age of Ultron?
Piss. This needs more updating than I thought it did. Do you have it still written down on your phone from last week?
I never had it written down on my phone.
Oh, I thought you had it written down on your phone for when you did Ant-Man.
No, so I wouldn't have read... So what's happened is I wouldn't have read Age of Ultron last week either. So basically, at number
Ultron
1,
was in second place.
Yes, I know. So at number 1 we have Winter Soldier. At number 2 we have Age of Ultron.
I'm just going to take this off the screen.
Well, now I don't know it.
Oh.
Number 2 we have. We do try to. We appreciate it. At number 2, we have Age of Ultron. At number 3, we have The Avengers. At number 4, we have Iron Man 3. At number 5, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. At number 6, we have Iron Man. We have number 7. At number 7, we have Ant-Man. At number 8, we have Thor. At number 9, we have Iron Man 2. At number 10, we have Captain America: The First Avenger. And then all the way down at number 29, we have The Incredible Hulk. And at number 30, we have Thor: The Shy World.
The chat are confused about a scoring system.
Yeah, so my question was, is a 10 out of 10 film as in perfection, or is 10 the best film in the MCU, if that makes sense? No. It's just a review score.
It's just a review score.
I think you've overcomplicated it.
Yeah.
It's just a review score. Doesn't matter that it's an MCU movie. Like, what would you give it out of 10?
What would you just score this film? If someone said to you, hey, if I want to go see this film at the cinema, what would you score it? Just that. Nothing more than that. And what we're saying about 10 isn't perfect is that...
Nothing is perfect.
Nothing.
You can score something a 10 without it being perfect. The Last of Us is a 10. It's not perfect.
Because nothing can be perfect. Because that implies there's no room for improvement. Which then there can never be a sequel and nothing can ever grow. Which we know isn't the case because of times change. There were movies from the 1950s that were probably 10s, but not by today's standards. That doesn't mean they're not a 10 out of 10 movie anymore. Like, it doesn't mean that. So that's what we mean.
Basically, review scores are completely arbitrary, and it doesn't actually mean shit.
It's all just a bit of fun. Calm your tits.
So the new ranking, we don't even need to discuss it. At number 1, we have Captain America: Civil War, and then everything else is.
You're right.
1.
We don't need to discuss it.
Like, I know a couple of weeks ago I said I don't know if I'd place this better than Civil War. What was the other one?
Ultron?
No.
Avengers?
No. Winter Soldier.
I have to shout Jax here. It's the only way I can be heard. He's very loud.
I'm not that loud.
You said that quietly on purpose. You said that as quietly as you possibly could.
What's the next few weeks of MCU? Doctor Strange is next week.
Phase 3.
This was Phase 3, you silly bitch.
Oh, this is the first one of Phase 3, isn't it? Yeah.
No, Ant-Man's the last of... My tits are never calm. Sorry, I don't know why that made me. I like that sentence. That is a statement. What's next for the next few weeks of MCU? So
yes, Katie is exactly why his mic was off.
Have you guys covered everything everywhere all at once? I think Chris would have an aneurysm watching that movie. I could still hear him when the mic was off. That's because there's another mic right there.
Bleed.
Exactly.
Oh, glad I made Jack laugh there.
That's a niche. That's a niche callback joke. I'm a big fan of that. That was I'm bleed. Oh. I don't even remember who was saying that.
I don't remember either. I just remember bleed.
Yeah. But anyway, next week for the MCU is Doctor Strange. And then after that, I'd have to look it up.
Which I'll be joined by either Charlie or Rich or both. I don't know. Because I think both people... You're not here.
I'm not here.
And I think both Rich and Charlie have volunteered themselves as being available, I think.
I don't know if Rich did.
Maybe not.
I can't remember. I don't remember if I ever mentioned it because this is me. Therefore, I cannot remember if I've ever done...
Who knows?
Guardians 2 is after Doctor Strange. You are correct. And then it's Homecoming and then it's Ragnarok.
Yes, Homecoming not on Disney Plus, by the way.
What?
Only Far From Home is on Disney Plus. I learned this last night.
What?
So I'm gonna have to
Homecoming was on Disney Plus.
Wasn't when I looked yesterday. I'm going to have to pull out the old 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, thankfully I've got that, so it's not like world ending. But
for me, it's world ending because it won't be in Dolby Vision. But
I swear,
I thought it was on there before, or is it on Netflix?
It was. They all were. No, it's not. I swear they added it. I
thought they had added it. To be fair to you, I also thought they had it. Added it. I was baffled last night.
But hang on, look, technically next is Team Thor, but we don't need to worry about that. Then Doctor Strange, then Guardians 2, then Homecoming, then Ragnarok, then Black Panther, then Infinity War, then Ant-Man and the Wasp, then Captain Marvel, then Endgame, then Far From Home.
And we're catching up to the modern stuff.
Black Widow,
Shang-Chi,
Eternals. No. Yes?
Yeah, I think Eternals after Shang-Chi.
What's after that and before No Way Home?
No Way Home is...
After Eternals?
After Eternals, I think.
But surely not. Because they both came out in November.
Yeah, there was a big gap. There was a random gap of films. Because COVID fucked everything. And there was a bunch of shows instead. And I think we're not doing the shows for this, by the way. It's just the films. We aren't doing the shows.
That's too much.
Yeah. Because then you'd have to watch 9 hours of trash as well. So that's not going to work.
We'll figure it out when we get there. Either way, No Way Home is not on anything anyway.
Yeah, it's months down the line anyway.
Well, I'm sure it's on something. But
so,
that's fucking... Oh, well, okay. Blu-ray it is. Hardly world in... Oh, I can't use my good speakers. Fuck me in the fuck. Might have to watch it here.
That's fine. We can make that happen. It won't be Dolby Vision, though. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But it'll be higher quality sound than my TV speakers. No Way Home is also on Sky. Don't have Sky, so that's about as useful to me as a cock flavored lollipop.
I have both those films on 4K Blu-ray though. So
yes, so do I. I have all of the MCU on 4K Blu-ray up to No Way Home.
I've stopped buying them now because
minus Eternals. I don't have Eternals.
I have stopped buying them now because of they're all in higher quality on Disney Plus.
Yes.
So
and that's annoyed me because I just have this collection.
Oh, I think I might have an IMAX version of No Way Home on my TV as part of the Sony Bravia store.
Nice. I think you do. I think you did say you got that.
I think Homecoming might be on there as well. I'll have a look at it. We'll have a look together.
Indeed we will. Indeed we will.
Along with another nice drink.
Yeah, I want another drink as well. Anyway, coming up on the channel that isn't MCU, Thursday will be the finale of Jack Complains.
I think also with Charlie again.
Yeah, because you've never come and watched a film. What?
I have a bigger TV and a surround sound system. So
yeah. But no, yeah. For that's, I think, the amount of prep that we end up having to put into me coming over to watch a film because I'm completely unprepared for life and just disorganized is too much. I will end up going home after work on a Friday and just throwing it on. That's what I'll do. With these Marvel movies, I pay like 50% attention. Just so I can, because there's too much to do. So I don't have the time. Especially in March. It won't be in March, though, so that's irrelevant.
Anyway, coming up on the channel, Thursday, Last of Us finale.
The Last of Us finale. I'm hoping I don't complain. I think we're spot on with our theory. I think we are spot on.
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah.
I'm not going to say it here. It's the wrong podcast. But I think we are...
Absolutely. I think you're right.
All I'm going to say is Blade.
I think we got Charlie for that, and I don't know about Rich. Fortnite stream on Friday, then Rich's gaming stream we just had, and then as I say, Saturday will be Doctor Strange.
Without me, I'll be here for Thursday, but I won't be here. I'm going to be in North.
North?
Didn't watch a single episode of Tilo after episode 3. Well, then you're a fool!
I agree. You're a fool.
Because all the best episodes are after episode 3. Actually, that's not true. Episode 3, I think, is
pretty good.
Yeah, I think episode 3 is pretty high up there. But, to be fair, I do think 6, 7, and 8 are probably the best episodes. Because they actually followed the thing. Never denied that. Fair enough. Can't argue there. Anyway, thank you. Yes. Last of Us Thursday, I will be there. Fortnite with Rich and gang on Friday. So if you play Fortnite or have the means to play Fortnite and want to join in, I don't know how many people can play in one lobby. But do it anyway. Join. have a big gang of Fortnite.
Bang!
Matt confirmed. Excellent. And then Doctor Strange with the guys on Saturday, but I will not be present. So you get some peace. Get some peace there. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, we shall see you then.
I still haven't fixed the light thing. I need to do that.
Yeah, there's many things we need to do. But time, effort, money. Not that this will cost money. Motivation. Because of that's where the money comes in. Motivation.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, thanks all again. Bye now.